Well, good morning, everybody. Or in fact, it's just gone midday. Must say I really enjoyed last night's chat with Dean Felton and Kyle Bickley, with obviously Greg Blair is a really good sort of front man, sort of co-host, if you like. And we've got the oracles of Marty and James, and I can just sit back and relax and just enjoy the show, which is what I did. And afterwards they said, well, you didn't really get to say much. And I said, well, don't apologize for that. You're saving the listeners' ears tremendously by that, And plus I pointed out that, of course, I get to do my own little videos like the one I'm just putting together at the moment. Obviously, some people were thinking in terms of it could be interesting having had Gary Flint on Sunday night and then Kyle on Tuesday. That maybe, and quite understandably, that Kyle wasn't particularly happy about being having to be replaced by Nathan Stoneman because of Jonas Knudsen coming in. But as I've pointed out, the fact that he's not just accepted it, that he's upset about it, it shows how much he cares. And I think that's what we've got to remember. In the case of Kyle, I can certainly reconcile the sort of apparent difference in sort of opinions of two different of these two different opinions, one from Kyle, one from the management. I can certainly reconcile that. But what I would have to say that as far as the Berwick management is concerned, I mean, they've done nothing but good for the club since they took over. Remember how Shielfield, the track has been altered, adjusted to make the racing even better. And, if I was doing this video last year and I had to come up with the 7 riders that I would have liked to have seen in Bandits colours, I don't think there's any doubt who number 1 on that list would be. It would be Bomber Harris. And the fact that they went out and got Bomber to come here, I never thought we'd ever see somebody like Chris Harris riding for Berwick. It would have been nice, of course, if we'd have got him a few years back, But he's here now, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I think we've just got to trust that the management really do know what they're doing. They do have a brilliant plan in mind, and they're going to pursue that plan. And they're hopefully not going to upset too many people, but they're not afraid to make the big calls when they have to. As we know, it's just the nature of Speedway. So now that Chris Harris is off the list of those that I would have liked to have seen in Bandits colours, who's next on the list? Well, without a doubt, for me, it has to be Mark Laram. Simply sensational rider. First saw him in 1988 riding, obviously, for Hackney Kestrels to an 18-point maximum. I don't think there's any footage of that, but he was only 18 years old and made 6 superb gates. And at that time, to beat Mark Courtney round Berrington Lough, that takes some doing. Anyway, let's put up some footage of Mark Laram that I've got set up here ready to go. Make sure that I'm on the right one. Yes, I think I am. So if we click on share screen and we click on share sound, and I click on that one, and click on share, lo and behold, the 1999 Bordenapolis final. This is 11/9, 11th of September, I presume. Anyway, let's have a listen to that. Sorry, let's have a watch. I've got my headphones on now so I can hear it. Let's watch that as well. And it's Mike Hunter doing the commentary.
So out goes Mark Laram, out goes Sean Wilson. Looks as though Mark Laram is getting gate 3 again. Sean Wilson gate 2, Andy Smith gate 1, and Moggo, who might be the most suited rider to gate 4 the way he rides. Oh no, it's where's Andy Smith going? I'm trying to judge where the riders are heading for. Maybe Andy Smith was heading for 4 there. Come on, Mogo, we're soaking. Hurry up. Well, I was totally wrong because the balance is being done now. So the riders had already taken up a position, but they weren't the right ones. The right now, Andy Smith's on 1, Sean Wilson's on 2, Alan Mogridge is on 3, and Mark Loram has not too easy a task to come from gate 4. He'll need to get a good start from there, I think. If he misses the start, we'll be able to see if passing is still possible in these deteriorating conditions. Their goggles will probably be getting pretty damp and difficult to see through. And this could be the race of the season at Berwick, especially if Mark misses the traps. He's got a diabolical start. It's Wilson and Smith to the front. Andy Smith leads the way. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Unfortunately, Sean Wilson's come down there and Alan Mogridge ran into him. We hope they're okay. Mogo got his bike down quite well. Sean's up, Mogo's up. I think Sean will probably have to be excluded from the rerun, and unfortunately the rain is getting heavier now. It could be getting quite difficult out there.
But of course we are anxiously awaiting the outcome of the attention being sought for Alan Mogridge as well. Dennis will tell us what's happening. Rider Sean Wilson has been excluded from the rerun for the final. Sean Wilson is blue. Beat the primary clear of the stoppage. And forcing Alan Mogridge to come down as well there. But we will be having a rerun as quickly as we can. Hopefully I will be with Mark around Alan Mogridge and Andy Smith in the rerun.
Well, the rain is absolutely torrential now, and it's pretty miserable here. We have 3 riders up at the starting gate. Let's hope there's no mishaps. Andy Smith's on gate 1, Alan Mogridge is on gate 3, Mark Loram is on gate 4, and Sean Wilson might feel he's the lucky one. He can go and get himself dried off. Oh dear. It's going to be very difficult racing at the speed that they have to into the bend here, the pits bend in the wet, as we've already seen. Pretty difficult. And it's Smith from Mogridge and Loram. Smith leads the way. Loram has come through into second. Andy Smith, Grand Prix rider, leads Mark Loram, Grand Prix rider. They've raced in wet conditions in important Grand Prix races. Can Mark possibly pull off an overtake in these conditions? He's certainly trying. But it's so difficult even for a rider of his class. Alan Mogridge isn't going to be the winner. He's tailed off. I think it's going to be Andy Smith, but Mark Loram hasn't given up. We've got 1 lap to go. Half a lap to go for Andy Smith. I think he's going to do it, unless Mark pulls off a miracle. He's not far away. They roar up the last straight, and Mark Loram's done it. What a pass! Where did he find that one from? He reserved his special piece of magic for the last bend, and assuming I saw it correctly through my rain-covered glasses, Mark Loram did it. didn't think he could do it coming into the last corner. A magnificent cutback. We've seen things like that from him in the Grand Prix, and he's won it in the greatest style imaginable, in impossible conditions. He's come from the back to take the victory. Well, we thought Mark would win it. We didn't know it would be that way, and that's the most spectacular way you could possibly do it. Presentation is coming up.
This new drug-free toenail fungus treatment is
Can you
destroying.
imagine what it would have been like had we had we had Mark Lowen riding for Berwick? You saw the crowd reaction to that win. It was absolutely sensational stuff. As I say, we can't put Chris Harris at number one because he's now riding for Berwick, but without doubt, Mark Lowen right up there. Of course, the following year, I think it was a year he did win the world title. Number two, no hesitation about saying that Simon Stead. I would have loved to have seen Simon Stead riding for Berwick. I saw him riding against us at for Sheffield and also for Workington, and I remember seeing Berwick 2 points up going to last heat, and him and I think it might have been Carl Stonehewer. It might have been the Swedish rider they had for a while, but it was Simon Stead that used to inflict more pain on Bandits fans than most, and I would have loved to have seen him riding for the Bandits, but that wasn't to be. Number three on my list, the first of the foreigners. I remember seeing Tony Rickardson riding for Ipswich Witches in 1991, and doing exceptionally well. And of course, you know, just the fact that he then went on to you know, to be the sensational rider that he was. And I always remember, you know, Peter Waite saying that if he could have any rider in the world ride at Berwick, it would be Tony Rickardson. Fantastic. But we don't need to talk too much about Tony Rickardson or the next two, the Americans, 4 and 5, Billy Hamill and Greg Hancock. They would have been superb anywhere. But I had, again, the privilege of seeing them riding for Cradley Heath at Berwick. It was a bizarre meeting. It was held up for a short while. It was April, end of April. I remember that much. And there was a snow shower that made the track completely white. But then within about 5 or 10 minutes, it was all gone. But I remember that, and I remember just how stylish Billy Hamill in particular back then was. Obviously retired long before Greg Hancock retired, but yeah, two great Americans. Riding at number 6 for my legendary Bandits team that never was, has to be Lee Adams. I'm going to take you way back to, I think this was his first season with in British Speedway with Poole, and I've got a video lined up. Let me just set that one up for you. Word of warning, Lee Adams isn't riding in this race. You have to look out very carefully for Lee Adams. This was obviously Graham McCleary in his pirate days, as in, you know, doing footage from the back of the stand when there's the official, you know, videoing of it. I think what was Rerun Videos used to do the official video, but Graham was at the back doing some nice stuff for us. Young lad back then. What age would you have been then? Teenager, definitely teenager. Let's look at this. I could watch this all day long, but I'm not going to make you watch it all day long. As I say, you have to look very carefully for Lee Adams in this one. When it gets to the point, I think I'll pause it so that you can see what I'm on about. Mark Courtney's on the ground, as you can see. There's Sean Courtney with the pink top and the white leathers. And here, congratulating Berwick, the first of the pool riders to come out. Pool number 3, Lee Adams. When I saw that footage, I thought, fair play to you. You're not just a great speedway rider, Lee. You're also a great, great sportsman. That's quite touching, actually, to see that. Obviously, fair play. You know, Craig Boyce was still probably trying to get around the track after the 2 Berwick riders, as was Alan Rossiter. So obviously, they can't go and shake his hands. But let's just rewind that. Let's once more. Let's see so you can see it properly. Look out for Lee Adams. Number 3, there he is. There he is, shaking hands with Sean, shaking hands with every member of the Berwick team. Try and click on the like button. At number 7, I have got Andrew Silver, the former track record holder at Barrington Lough, and on his day, one of the fastest. Well, obviously in Barrington Lough, he held that track record until Jimmy Nielsen eventually broke it in '91, and it took a long time in that '91 season for somebody to get close to. I think Jimmy Nielsen, sorry, beg your pardon, got close a couple of times, but it wasn't bizarrely until it was against Swindon that he actually did break Andrew Silver's track record. I've got some pictures here. Which I can share. Let's pop that up first of all. There's Andrew Silver, young Andrew Silver, obviously riding for Britain there. Next up, we have, let's do this one. Do it for me. Oh, there you go. So yes, there we go. This is Andrew Silver when he came back from riding for he came back and started riding for Rye House. Maybe that's why Sarah is such a big Rye House fan. And then we've got there we go. There's Andrew as he is now. And let's just come back. Obviously, I've reached out to Andrew Silver and asked him, invited him on for a chat. And this is, I'll just read what I put straight off my phone, if I may. Hi, Andrew. Greetings from Galashiels. Unfortunately, I never got to see you break the track record at Barrington. I didn't start following Speedway till '88. During the 18 months that I was in Cheltenham, I followed Swindon home and away in 1990. I had a sun strip on my Ford Escort Estate. Windscreen, you know, the sun strip. Hi ho, Silver. I also got to see you riding at Shieldfield when you and my good friend, Greg Bartosh Blair, had a bizarre collision on the slowdown lap. I had a great view as I was stood the other side of the fence. So it happened. Myself and Greg, along with James and Marty, the Bandits video production commentary pairing, host a live YouTube Speedway chat show. I'm hoping that you would be interested or available to accept my invitation to join us sometime to have a wee chat about your career and Speedway in general. And P.S. Theo Piper and Liam Flint had an identical coming together this season. And I was again just stood the other side of the fence, literally yards away. Andrew wrote back, hi Paul, thanks for reaching out. Yeah, that was a bizarre coming together. Unfortunately, I am not in great health at the moment, so as much as I would like to, I am refusing all interviews. Always had a soft spot for that part of the world, and I recently found out I am a native. So he could have written for so hopefully in the future, when I'm feeling a bit better. Don't suppose you have a picture of your car? So, you know, and I wrote back, yeah, sorry to hear that you're hoping that you're soon feeling better. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of my car. And also when I sold the car, I actually removed the banner and helped put it on a friend's car, a friend in Bonnyrigg in Edinburgh. And he then kept that until eventually it had completely faded. And Andrew wrote back, nice to hear. Shame about the photo, but never mind. I am in Edinburgh for a 10-year wedding anniversary in August. If we hire a car, we'll hopefully make it down over to Berwick to see some Speedway. Come and say hi if you see me. And so the then I had the next message was, yes, about him coming down. Let me know when you're coming to Berwick. I can meet a Speedway legend. Hi ho, Silver. And he wrote back, being out of Speedway too long. Sounds funny when I hear that, but yeah, it'd be good to catch up. I then put, I was at Berwick last year and this guy walks past me with a mask on. He says, you're Paolo. Not many people know my real name, Italian name. I suddenly realized it was David Walsh, who loves to wind me up about the fact that on the way back from Poole, we were held up near Salisbury for 30 minutes by a convoy of cruise missiles, which I never saw. And that was coming back from that meeting that we've just watched. And then I've put, as I said previously, I wasn't even aware of Speedway in '87 when you broke the track record. But watching you now in this video, the video that we've just recently seen, as with all masters of their craft, you make it look so easy and effortless. Off the top of my head, I think you set a time of 55.1. Your record stood till Berwick went big time in 1991. Jimmy Nielsen set the new time against Swindon. Andrew Silver wrote back, I got a new tuner and got lucky. I was good with track records riding in the second lead, the second tier, when really I was a first league rider. Subsequently, I collected a few track records. David Walsh was a great rider, enjoyed his interview on Speedway Plus and some of the poetry he wrote. So I'm going to do a review of that interview that he did on Speedway Plus. As for the poetry, I have no idea how I'm going to get hold of that from David Walsh, but you know, you never know your luck. I might manage to get something. Yes. I was a bit surprised that James didn't have Mark Loram in his starting 7 of best ever riders never to ride for Berwick. When you consider this, let me pop this up. difficult to see that it is Mark Laram. It's only the fact that it says it on the bicycle cover. But that's about the earliest photo I've managed to find of Mark Laram. Let's find another one. Yeah, here's one from his early career with the HL1 Kestrel's race jacket on. It's quite strange that Mark doesn't make James's list, but there's no doubt about the fact that he would surely make Marty's list. And there's the evidence. I'm pretty sure that's Ipswich, Vauxhall, judging by the fact that it's got something switch there and something about stock cars. And there is the man himself, Mark Laram, with a very dapper, with his Bandits polo shirt on, Marty, and enjoying a pint as you fully deserve, Mark. But as I say, it's just bizarre that James doesn't have you in his list, particularly when you consider this one. There we go. So I'm not sure about that, James. I reckon you would have Mark on your list. Well, you must have told him that you put him on your list, because that's why he's smiling. But anyway, it's great seeing photos of the riders when they're very young, and I've got a few more to share with you that are in the collection, as it were. You remember a couple of days back we had, ready in preparation for Ricky Ashworth coming on, there's a very young Leon Flint. Obviously he in his sort of interview thing, favorite rider, Ricky Ashworth. Nice one there, Leon. And of course you saw it yesterday, but we'll pop it up again in a bit more detail. There we go. Click on that, and there we have a very young Kyle Bickley with a Bears race jacket. And it gets even better. It gets even better. Wait till you see this one. Oh yeah, that's a smart one. Let's pop that one up. There we go. There's let's get it a bit bigger. There's Greg Bartosz Blair. I'm not too sure. Does that say Sunderland or certainly Tweedside Commercials and Armstrongs and Burnt Tree. I'm trying to make out what that says there. Not too sure, but anyway. There's the man himself, Greg Blair. Look at that haircut, eh? That is smart, isn't it, eh? And it's, as I say, it's great to see these pictures of the these riders when they were young. And so I, just for the fun of it, I shared a picture of me with the group chat of me doing what I do, which is as a professional musician. But it was all taken a long time ago, because as you can see, it's in black and white. But there's me age 15 or 16. And so I said to Marty and James, could you please send me a picture of yourselves when you were very young? And And I don't think James was being particularly helpful. When he sent me a picture of him when he was very, very young, this is what he sent me. So there's a picture of James as a very, very young James Black. And Marty was even less helpful. He wouldn't send me anything at all. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll get in touch with a good friend of ours, Berwick supporter, Alan Katanak, and see if he's got any pictures of Marty when he was young. And as usual with Alan, you can always trust Alan to come up with a good picture. So we'll leave you with this final image. There we go. There's Marty at 18 months old. Look, what a bonny wee chap that is, eh? Isn't that a great one? Okie dokie. Hope you enjoyed that, and got so many things to get through. As I say, I'm going to look at that interview that David Walsh did, where he talks about his career. I think you know, Dave Walsh rode for that many clubs that subsequently closed down. It's quite bizarre, but it's just because obviously he had a long career, and Dave Walsh, really smashing fella. And I'll see if I can dig up my photograph of me and him. He actually bought me a pint in the black and gold. That's how close we were, you know. And also I obviously want to do look at our new Danish under-21 star, Jonas Knudsen and Nathan Stoneman, and I've got a few articles about them. And I believe, I think it was Greg that said that you know, that the club are happy for us to have a chat with them sometime next week, further on down the line. So look forward to that. I think that's about it. So I'll say cheerio. Catch you sometime soon. Bye for now.